Hi, I'm Grant.
And I'm Kathy. Welcome back to our Change How You Think weekly video podcast.
If you'd like to hear from us every week, then subscribe to our video by clicking on the weekly video tab at the top of this page. Fill in the subscription form and you'll get our free ebook, Healthy Moods.
Did you know that all the technological marvels we have today were possible ever since Adam and Eve were in the garden? I know you're thinking, no way, that's impossible.
But look at it this way. Every component of every tool and device that we use today has existed on the earth since it was created. God placed all the resources there waiting for man to discover them and find uses for them. Nothing has been added to the earth since creation other than sunlight and the odd asteroid.
Throughout human history, every generation would say, "This is as good as it gets. I can't imagine anything better." We are the most advanced generation in human history. Just look, we have fire and a wheel. What else could you want?
They'd settle for the status quo because that's all they had experienced. They had no expectation that anything could improve. Only a few brave visionaries would be researching new ideas and provide the breakthroughs for the next generation.
God placed everything in the earth that was needed for the next breakthrough. It was just waiting for someone to be bold enough to imagine the possibilities, go out and discover it. As long as there was no expectation of change and no vision of something better, nothing happened.
Christianity is much the same. We settle for the Christian life we're familiar with and that we've experienced. We tell ourselves this is as good as it gets. We have very little expectation that anything could change because we haven't seen much change over our lifetimes.
When we read about the New Testament miracles, many Christian groups say that this was for Bible times and not for today. We don't need miracles. We have the Bible and that's all we need. They have no expectation that miracles could happen today because they aren't seeing miracles in their daily lives. And so they settle for things the way they are.
The exciting truth is we have access to everything we need to live a New Testament supernatural lifestyle. We have the same Holy Spirit, the same Great Commission, and we even have a printed Bible, which they didn't have.
Jesus did not come to earth to show us how God could walk with man. He came to show us how a man could walk with God. That is dramatically different. Everything Jesus did here, he did as a man. Every miracle and the close relationship he had with the Father, he did as a man.
And that's why Jesus said that his followers would do the same things he did and even greater things. He did them as a man, and so can we, if we choose to walk close to him, raise our expectations of what he can do through us.
There is much more to walking with God than we have currently experienced. So many spiritual gifts are available and waiting for us to discover and use for his glory. Just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's impossible. That would be like a person from centuries ago saying it's not possible for man to ever travel in a motorized vehicle or even get to the moon.
So let's raise our expectations of what God can do through us. Stop limiting God to your experience. Jesus is our model. The book of Acts is our guide. Walk with God, learn how to hear his voice, pray bigger prayers, and expect miracles.
If you would like to learn how to hear God speaking to you personally, why don't you join us in the Free Your Mind program? It's our step-by-step online video guide to taking back control of your internal world. Just click the link below this video to subscribe.
We'll talk to you again next week, but this week, raise your expectations and be a New Testament Christian and have a supernatural lifestyle.